Warning: too much going dark airsoft may cause nervousness, irritability, sleeplessness, and occasional rapid heartbeat. Not recommended for use by individuals under 18 years of age. One serving of going dark airsoft provides 300 milligrams of caffeine, which is more than 2 cups of coffee. Welcome, everybody, to episode 7 of the Going Dark Airsoft podcast. Today, I am joined by my good friend, Ray. How are you, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right, yeah.
Meh. Okay. And joining us again, he's basically our new co-host now, Brandon.
No,
How you doing, Brandon?
Definitely not your new co-host. I got enough stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're on more than our usual co-host is. So I mean,
That's true.
yeah. Sorry,
Fair.
Jaden. You need to get a new job or something. I don't know. Stop making money. Podcast full time.
Agreed.
For sure.
Well, welcome everybody. Sorry for the hiatus during the month of July. We decided that it would be a great idea to celebrate our freedoms by being free of doing a podcast. No, I'm just kidding. We're just super busy, and we can't get schedules to line up, so the show's kind of changing a little bit. So from now on, it's not going to be the three of us. It's going to be 90% of the time just me and Ray, and Jaden whenever his schedule will allow him to be on. So sorry for all you Jaden fans out there. He adds to the show a lot, but
I don't think
he's
there
got
were
to
that
make
many.
money. Oh, you don't think there are that many? I don't know.
Wow. Okay. So you're telling us that we are doing this all for nothing. Well, that may be true. That
Yeah.
may be true.
Well, possibly. I don't
No.
know. He's probably going to listen to this tomorrow at work. I love you, Jaden. I miss you. Please come back to the show.
We miss you, Jaden.
But
We
anyways,
need you.
welcome back, everyone. How have
Good
y'all
to be
been?
back.
Have you guys done any slinging of the little plastic bibes recently?
Yeah, I did. I mean, we had the event, MBO Hellstar out in Moapa, and it was like 105 all day long. It sucked, but
I saw
It was-
that. It looked pretty sick.
it was a good time. The event didn't go exactly how I wanted it to go, but regardless of all that, it still was pretty fun. So
Way cool.
Well, at least you've been going out and doing something. Isn't that right, Cole?
Hey, I'm sorry. My schedule is like, I don't know, what's the most... Oh, it's like 2020. It's inconsistently terrible.
it's just
Yeah.
effed up.
Yeah.
Entirely.
It's one thing
Entirely.
after another.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we are thinking of talking about...
Hold
went
up.
ahead-
Wait, we got to break the news. The big news.
What news?
LCT just dropped their AK-12.
Oh, yes.
It is a work of art. Have you seen
Is
it yet,
that-
Brandon?
Is that the pistol caliber AK?
No, but that is
Oh.
pretty sweet. I just saw that too.
That was one of their new things that was coming out. I saw. I don't think I've seen the AK-12.
This AK-12, it's not... Sadly, it doesn't look like the first, like, when they first introduced it in, like, 2010, the one that's in Battlefield 4. But it's still pretty cool.
I'll have to check it out.
I mean, so if you like your railed and tactical AKs, take a look at that, friends. Because I know one day I'll get one when I'm not a
Yeah.
broke boy.
Me too.
Well-
That's a story of life right there.
Well, we don't have Brandon on for very long, so let's
Aye.
go into our topics today.
And
which
what is that, Ray?
Tech
Yeah.
For idiots like
for
me.
idiots. Well,
Taking
yeah,
for
mostly
idiots.
like you.
So that's why they brought an idiot onto the show to talk about teching, huh?
No,
Saying
we're
bye
the
to me.
idiots. You're the guy who knows how to tech.
Kinda knows how to tech.
Well, for the most part, you know more than the rest of us.
I know about as much as I know about cars when it comes to airsoft.
Well, I wish I knew as much about cars as I did about airsoft teching, because then I'd know quite a bit more.
Like, I know how to do everything except for the gearbox. Much like the car, I know how to do everything but the motor.
Well, I mean, a gearbox on a car isn't easy either, so...
Yeah.
It's
There
not,
you
but
go.
it just makes me cry.
Yeah, that's true.
Both make me cry pretty much equally.
Very much. So, Brandon, can you give us a rundown on teching terms? The ones that are used the most commonly, like, I don't know, like flat hop or just in general, like hop up, gearbox, what the gearbox does.
Okay. Well, I'd say your most common stuff to tech on are probably AEGs, right? Because they're the most commonly breaking down. I mean, try to keep it basic, I guess. You got your gearbox, which is basically the inner shell that's holding all your internals together. That's the gearbox itself. You'll
What exactly
hear
comes into a gearbox? Like, what parts are there?
there's not a ton, but if you're talking like, they're pretty much all the same parts. They're just the different versions of gearbox, which just mean they're different shapes, and they're just a little bit different. They vary from gearbox to gearbox.
So your most common would be the version 3, right?
Version 2. So
That's for
two.
M4.
yeah, version 2 is like all your M4s, that kind of thing, and you can find version 2s in other platforms as well. Version 3s are like your AKs and stuff like that.
I was looking at an M1 Garand AEG yesterday, and it has a version 7 gearbox. I can't imagine teching on that.
That's
Yeah.
M14 specific, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I've done a version 7 or not. I've done quite a few actually, but it's hard to remember with some of those weird ones which ones they actually were. But you would think that they're hard, but really they're not. It's honestly, some of the easier gearboxes I've done have not been version 2s and version 3s. They've been like, I mean, the Vector I remember was really, really easy. Once you get the gearbox out, it's super easy.
What kind of gearbox do they have?
I don't remember which one the Vector is. I could look up real quick.
Was it a Crytek Vector, or was it one of the other ones?
Yeah, it was a Crytek Vector.
What do you think is the hardest part about working on a gearbox in general?
Getting the spring back in.
I knew you were going to say that.
It depends on what kind of gearbox you have. With like any system that uses like a quick spring change or like a split gearbox, that's not a problem at all. The hardest part, I guess the most frustrating part, is when everything seems perfect, but for one reason or another something is not working, and you really have to just pay attention and find what is not working right. So the more understanding you gain about a gearbox, the easier it becomes, and the more you understand how each part is supposed to work, the easier you can identify problems and that kind of thing. But back to terms, you'll hear gearbox, you'll hear motor grip, which is your actual grip of your gun that houses your motor. Internal wise, you'll hear about your 3 gears. Those gears are your sector gear, your bevel gear, and your spur gear. There's a bunch of other little pieces in there.
That's personally the part I find most intimidating, is the gears and the timing of the gears.
So they actually link up all together. Like, you don't have to set them in a certain way to get them to work or whatever, you know.
Really?
Just as long as you place them in the way they're supposed to go, they just spin.
Interesting.
It's kind of hard to talk about. If I could show you, it'd be a lot easier. But
maybe one of these days we can arrange that.
Maybe one of these days we'll make a video.
Kind of start.
Yeah, for sure.
With our own guns.
I was gonna say, shoot.
So the Vector has a proprietary gearbox, so it's kind of custom built for the Vector, but it was super simple.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like a normal AUG where it's just like a piston and a spring?
Yeah. So that's the thing, is like I said earlier, it just differs a little bit how they're positioned, but you always have those 3 gears. You'll have your your compression assembly, so your nozzle, your tappet plate, your piston, your cylinder, cylinder head, all that good stuff. And then you'll usually have an anti-reversal latch to keep the gears from spinning the wrong way, and a safety lever, and some sort of trigger assembly. That's basically it. It's nothing too crazy.
Now, I have a question.
Sure.
And what that question is what would be the most, I wouldn't say influential, but the most important piece to your gearbox that's, probably not the spring? Besides,
Like if you were to upgrade something.
yeah, like
or-
what was the first thing that you would want to upgrade in your gun to make sure that it can handle the power of a better spring or to make sure that it can shoot faster? I don't know. Just what would you recommend?
I guess it just depends on what you want to do. When it comes to range, your bucking, that is probably number one.
What is the bucking?
So the bucking is it's a little rubber tube, and it slides over your barrel, and it basically sits in between your barrel and your nub. So what your hop-up unit does is it has an arm on it, and then it's got this little nub. It's this other little piece of rubber. It looks like a miniature eraser. It's really, really small, and they come in different shapes and sizes. But when you put pressure down on the hop-up arm, like when you turn your hop-up up, you know what I mean? Puts pressure on the bucking, which puts pressure on the bucking, which kind of makes it protrude into your barrel, which when the BB passes through it, it creates backspin. There's a really good video I could send you guys that explains about it all. But yeah, it's just a little rubber piece.
Okay.
It's kind of funny because it's like one of the cheapest upgrades, but it's one of the most important things in your whole gun.
I might have to do that on whatever magical item I got from this mystery box I bought yesterday.
I've noticed that working on a hop up is the easiest thing to work on a gun.
Probably.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It depends on.
Yeah,
It kind of just depends on.
But
Yeah, it depends on the bucking and like the unit itself. Some buckings are a little tighter to fit and can be annoying, that kind of thing. But
I've had
it's all
pretty
pretty
good luck
straightforward.
with AK hop up. So
Well, I have another question. So, when I got out of Airsoft, there was no such thing as mosfets. And when I came back into Airsoft, everybody was talking about them. And I still have no idea what a mosfet is. So can you elaborate in simple man terms what a mosfet is?
Yeah, it's basically like a circuit board that protects your electrical system, protects your trigger contacts. Gosh, how would I explain it?
oh, there he is.
Yeah, sorry, cut out real quick.
There you go.
It's basically like an electronic gate between the trigger and the motor, and yeah, it basically just keeps your contacts your contacts from burning out, like allowing too much electricity to flow through the circuit. Let me just look up a definition, guys. How about that?
Sounds
All right.
Sounds
But
good.
like, what would be the major differences between that and, like, let's just say a fuse box?
So all a fuse will do is when there's enough electrical resistance, like let's say your gearbox locks up and your battery can't like send enough power to like make the, oh my gosh, I'm like losing my terms right now, sorry guys.
You're good.
To make it cycle because it's locked up, right? Instead of like allowing that, just shooting that power into the gun and having it go nowhere, it'll basically just blow your fuse. So it's only meant to withstand a certain amount of amperage, and then it will break, just another protection for your electrical system, so you don't burn up wires, that kind of thing.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I'm mostly thinking. So, I do have another question about MOSFETs, and that's, I've heard that they can also control, they're also used for bursts, that you can program a MOSFET and that's what makes a gun capable of a burst function in Airsoft. Is that true, or is that a different piece I'm thinking of?
Certain MOSFETs, yeah, they have like different programming and stuff like that, as far as I know. And then they also have different like electronic trigger units like the Gate Titan or Aster, they're all programmed to do that kind of stuff too. And I'm pretty sure with like the Gate products, it has all that built into it. So kind of just does it all at once. Then you can program them. Some have Bluetooth and other things like that.
Oh, nice. I mean, Bluetooth would be sweet to be able to change your fire selections on the fly.
Oh yeah, there's so much you can do with it. I'm not a super expert on MOSFETs, but that's the basic definition of them. They're just basically an added layer of protection to preserve your electrical system, to preserve your trigger contacts from burning up, that kind of thing.
All right.
It basically will only allow your gun to fire if there's like a really good connection, a really good circuit. Like if there's a weak circuit or something's grounding or just weird crap going on, like it won't fire.
Okay.
All right.
What about joules? What is it? What are joules?
You don't know what joules
Because
is.
I don't know what joules are. Because I'm American,
Joules.
so I go off of FPS.
Okay, because you're
I think he's asking
American.
for a measurement.
Because I feel like joules are a metric measurement, and I only measure in freedom measurements.
They are metric measurement.
Oh, they are?
and yes,
Okay, well I'm
you
gonna
should
tell
learn.
you. I'm gonna tell you what Wikipedia says because they'll explain it better than me. So the joule is a derived unit of energy in the International System of Units. So it's basically just a measurement of energy.
You said international system of units, so that's metric.
Yes.
So I am right.
No one said you were wrong.
So it is equal to the energy transferred to an object when a force of 1 Newton acts on that object in the direction of the force's motion through a distance of 1 meter. So yeah, that's the reason we use joules instead of FPS is because joules takes in a lot more into consideration the energy of that actual BB versus just FPS, which is just velocity. Because there's a lot more that goes into the energy of a gun than just velocity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's measuring how hard it hits instead of how fast it's going.
It doesn't how hard it hits. It's basically just it's measuring how much energy that the BB is carrying, because BB weight affects everything. It changes it.
So what would you say is 1 joule then?
1 joule,
Mm-hmm.
like in FPS.
I guess, sure.
1 joule in FPS depends on the BB as well, but
I don't know. We usually use like 0.2s, right? Like 0.25s.
Yeah,
That's the most
0.2,
usual thing.
0.25.
it's probably like 350 FPS with 2s, probably right around there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
'Cause
always good to know in case we ever go abroad, because I know that they only use joules. They don't really use FPS.
Now these meters per second.
Meters per second.
Or I'm not sure.
You're a meter per second, Cole.
I am.
That's not a good
I'm just
thing.
an arrogant American that doesn't know his European terms.
No.
Anyways.
Now, Brandon, we know personally that you mostly use HPA. Actually, that's what you mostly use. So, I have a question. What have you found is obviously we kind of know that HPA is significantly better than gas or AEGs, but why would you say that is the case? For those people who don't
Can
really
you explain
know
what HPA is first, so for the people that don't know?
Yeah, HPA is high pressure air, so it's a system that's powered by compressed air versus like CO2 or green gas or battery, that kind of thing.
You know what them paintballers use.
Yeah, so like in paintball, you can use CO2 or you can use compressed air. It's the same thing as the compressed air. Now, as far as it being better, I mean, that's kind of comes down to a matter of preference because HPA carries things. It carries its advantages and disadvantages just like every other type of airsoft gun. Disadvantages being, and this is kind of relative to the player, like some players may never want to carry a tank on their back and run a line to their gun. That might take away from the realism, so that right there could be a deal breaker, you know what I mean?
Okay.
as far as consistency and performance, like right off the bat, you can't really beat it at all. As far as adjustability, when you can just swap your jewels on the fly, you can change your firing modes, you can change pretty much anything you want. It's probably the quickest and most broad when it comes to what you can actually do with it. Now, performance-wise, it is totally possible to build an AEG up to perform just as good as an HPA system. But where I kind of draw the line is that, yeah, you can do that, and you might even be able to do it for a similar price. The problem is, though, you still are working with, all your gears and all those little mechanical parts that are...
Oh, he cut off. You cut off again. What was that?
I said that the fact, even if you were to build, an AEG that would perform similar to an HPA system, even if you could do it for on the same price, the difference is that you're dealing with those little parts, those little mechanical parts that are prone to fail eventually. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, HPA is just a solenoid that it's built just to run the air through it, and it's just so simple. There's nothing on it really to break, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's right. I think it's better personally, but.
And I've heard this, and you can either confirm or deny because I know you own them. But I heard that Polar Stars are made in the States.
Polar Star? I don't know. I actually don't know that. I know Wolverine is. Let me look that up. Polar Star Airsoft.
I know one of the HPA companies is based in the States, so, buy American.
Well, I think Polar Star is. I think Polar Star is as well. I say that because the guys that run their videos and stuff, and those guys are all American.
Mm-hmm.
No hate towards the other countries, because great stuff comes from outside the States, but in this current time of Corona, support your country's brands.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Polar Star is. I know for sure Wolverine is. Hey guys, my boy's waking up. I gotta go for just a second, okay?
Okay.
I'll turn the time over to you for a little bit.
Alrighty. Well, Ray,
yes.
I feel that we have been enlightened. How do you feel?
I feel sad, a little bit depressed, and a little happy. Why? I don't know. But yes, I also, too, feel enlightened.
That is wonderful. That is so great. Well, I think that is most of the questions we have for now. If you guys want to submit any teching questions to us, you hit us up on Instagram at GoingDarkAirsoft or email us at goingdarkairsoft@gmail.com, and we can answer it. Our DMs and email have been pretty dry recently, so please send us something so we have stuff to talk about and make more episodes.
Stop the begging.
Please. And hopefully we'll have an OnlyFans here in a moment so you can look at Ray's feet. And the Gun Bunny pictures that we're going to make here shortly.
Gun Bunny?
Yeah, Gun Bunny. I'm going to put Jaden in a thong and have him hold my AK.
Oh, gross. I don't want to think about that one. We're looking at a nice, really pink P90 right now. I think we might have him pose with that.
That could work.
Mm-hmm. I think it would.
The question is, what will his wife think about that?
I think she thinks it's hot.
Probably. It might give the rest of us eye cancer.
Oh, certainly. So, what I'm thinking, Cole, is that it's probably time for us to talk about our other thing.
Our event?
Possibly.
Are you talking about the first ever Going Dark Airsoft Gulag Spectacular?
Yes. I can hear a baby in the background. I can hear Brandon's baby in the background.
Poor Brandon having to be a father.
I know, it's terrible. It must be so sad not being able to talk about Airsoft and take care of your child. This is a joke.
Yes, but he's doing the more important things in life, unlike us.
Yeah, we're just sitting in a house talking about Airsoft.
Is it possible to mute his mic?
Probably.
Yes. Thank you, Brandon.
I muted him.
Okay. Anyways, so for the first time in history, Going Dark Airsoft is hosting our first event with help from Brandon and Desert Ghost Airsoft. We have thrown together the first event in which you can find on the... Hey, can you pull that up?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull it up.
Jamie, can you pull that up real quick?
Really?
Yes, because we are Joe Rogan podcast.
We're certainly not. I wish we were, but we're
Yes.
certainly not.
But we'll leave a link to this in the description of the podcast. But Ray, you want to pull up the info so we can read it?
Bam. There it
Boom.
is.
So first off, huge shout out to our sponsors, Sky RC and Hobby, because Cody from Sky RC is helping us out with some giveaway prizes and with a bunch of other cool stuff.
Brandon, you back? Oh, I swear.
Take that as a no. So yeah, huge shout out to them and huge shout out to Brandon from Going Dark Airsoft, because Brandon from Desert Ghost, not Going Dark. Well, he's basically Going Dark now. But anyways,
Yeah, he's certainly been.
he's
helping
an
us set up
honorary
this whole thing.
co-host.
Yeah, he's been helping us set up this whole thing with Desert Ghost. So
Yeah.
we're actually. I'm surprised how much we're gonna be getting into this.
All right. Scroll down to the introduction so we can read it off. I'll read
Yep.
it off.
Go ahead.
Introduction. So this is basically what's going down, friends. My Gulag brethren, it is time. It is time to shake off the chains because you just died in Warzone because you suck.
I mean,
Going
you
Dark
suck.
Airsoft and Desert Ghost Airsoft and Sky RC bring you the first ever single player bracket elimination gulag. So this is a pistols only bracket 1v1 in a custom arena so that we can have a smaller area. So in order to bring the most thrilling, intense, fun-filled night of gulag fighting, we've brought together the best minds and have used the most resources at our disposal. Not only will a custom gulag arena be specifically built for this event, you can expect a 32-man primary bracket with participants fighting for first and second place. An intense last chance 30-man secondary bracket for those eliminated in the primary, and the objective is third place. So if you die in the first one because you trip and fall on your face because you couldn't lay off the Cheetos, then you get to go to the 30-man secondary bracket and fight for first place there, so then you can get third and still win a prize, because yes, there are prizes for first, second, and third place.
Though we will not be saying them here.
Well, we can confirm that first place prize is going to be a WeTech High Kappa. So, it's pretty sick. And you can look it up at any place that you find your airsoft stuff. Because I'm pretty sure WeTech isn't an exclusive.
It's not.
So there's going to be a raffle for over $500 in prizes.
Oh, yes, there is. And a lot of that's actually going to be offered by Sky. Thanks, Sky.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
Yeah, so we're going to have the area. It's going to be nighttime, so we're going to have arena lights and speakers. And so we've only got 32 spots, but we can... Yeah, so we'll have 32. You need to bring eye protection along with an airsoft pistol, because this is a pistols only. We only got 2 banned items, which is lights and extended mags or drum mags, because if you show up with a Glock 18 with a drum mag,
That's no fun.
I'm sorry, dude. I mean, you can use your Glock 18, your full auto, but you have to have a regular size mag.
Actually, you can't use your full auto. Single fire only.
What?
Yep.
This is ridiculous.
It's true.
Absolute bullshit.
Are you... Imagine coming in with a revolver, because that's the only pistol you got, and you're like, I'm going to do this, and then some other guy pulls up with the G18.
Well, okay, fine. So the gameplay, all right, your name will be generated into a random bracket. So at first, when you show up at first, we'll have a practice round so you and your buddies can get used to the course and play a little bit before the main thing, get warmed up, get ready. And then When the actual game starts, you'll have your bracket and your opponent. You'll have 60 seconds to eliminate your opponent. If you fail to eliminate your opponent in 60 seconds, the overtime bell will sound. And when this bell sounds, the first player to hold the center of the map for 5 seconds will win. If you win, you advance to the next level in the bracket. If you lose your primary bracket, or any of the brackets for that matter, you go back to the loser bracket, which you can win third place. And after everybody's decided first, second, and third, we will announce the raffle prizes and give our giveaways. And so the rules are basically the same type of rules for Desert Ghost events, which is all hits count, direct ricochet and gun hits, no blind fire, you must have your eyes on target while engaging, pistols only.
This one's my favorite one.
And I guess no full auto. Much sad. No surrender or bang bang rules, so you're getting shot regardless. Eye protection must remain on by all participants in the ring or not, so spectators have to have them on too, because we're not inside of an arena. We're not in a basketball stadium, and you can't be on the top row and watch in, sadly. Mm-hmm. So you got to wear your eye pro at all times. And if you're competing, we recommend you wear a full face mask because it is CQB.
Oh, yes.
And you are liable if your tooth gets shot out.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And the spectators are to help the admin/referees pay attention to ensure a fair fight so nobody's cheating.
Everybody wants a fair chance at the
Everybody
prizes.
wants a fair chance, and especially with prizes on the line, there's a possibility that you can definitely cheat.
Oh, yeah.
But you're going to get caught.
And then
So we have an open roster right now. And so, in order to get in, it's going to be a $20 donation. So it's payable through Venmo or PayPal. And the links to that will be on the event in the Desert Ghost Airsoft Facebook page.
which we can also link.
Yes, so it's a $20 entry and includes one raffle ticket because we just need the 20 to cover our bases on forking all this stuff out because it's going to be close to $1,000 to get all this together.
Oh, yeah. We accept PayPal or Venmo, but we'll go ahead and link that through this.
We
through
take
the
cash
description.
too.
We do take cash.
We do take cash. And so you can also purchase additional raffle tickets.
$5 per ticket. If you want to buy 5, it's going to be 20. If you want to buy 10, it's going to be 35, and 50 is going to be $50.
And the best part is these names have tiers. So you've got the Gulag, which is 5 tickets, so it's 20. So that's 4 tickets plus 1 for a free one. 10 tickets for $35. That's the Conjugal Visit. And the best one is $50 for 50 tickets is Redemption. So redeem yourself, boys. And you can get it. So we're throwing around a couple of raffle prizes, and I know one of them, we'll tease you a little bit. One of these raffle prizes we've been talking about is...
It's one of the best guns in Black Ops.
Oh,
too.
yeah. It's one of the best guns in Black Ops. It's one of the sickest looking guns ever, and Guerrilla Airsoft will not shut up about it on their show. And if you can't guess what it is already, it's the ASG Scorpion Evo, which is one of the gnarliest guns ever. And personally, one of my favorites. So if you want to win that, you will only be able to win it through the raffle.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be our first event, guys. We're planning on making it super good. We are trying to do our best to go ahead and enter this world strong. And I think it's going to work out. What do you think?
I think it's going to be really fun. Personally, I will not be competing because I don't think it's fair since we're forking it out. But
if we do compete, we're at least not going to take the prize.
No, we won't take the prizes.
Yeah.
But I will be playing in the practice tournaments.
Oh,
so, everybody, if you want to shoot me, because there's probably a lot of you who do want to shoot me, just come and check out.
God, I want to shoot you right in the fucking eye, Cole.
I know you do. I know you really want to shoot me. So
Right,
come
yeah.
meet me in practice and I'll 1v1 you. Come on, noob, let's go.
1v1 on Rust. I remember
Hey, what's
that.
up, guys? I'm back.
What's
Hey,
up?
welcome back, Brandon. We
We
just went
actu-
over the Gulag, as you could probably hear.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's
So
gonna be
we went over everything. Anything else you want to add into it?
fun. I don't know what you went over.
We basically went over what you posted.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. No, it should be a blast, dude. I'm planning on making it, as official and big as we can make it. Should be really, really fun.
Depending on how this one goes, we plan on doing this twice a year, bi-yearly, so we can kind of have it as like an official tournament. We'll have one probably in the spring, another one probably in the fall,
because weather will be nice in both times.
Yeah.
So the date we have is currently Saturday, October 24th, between 5 and 9 p.m. So clear your schedules now because we're 2 months out, almost exactly. So get your butts ready. Get your pistols shined up, your mags loaded, full of CO2 or green gas, and
we're a Springer if you're crazy.
Oh yeah. If whoever brings a Springer, I'm giving a free raffle ticket.
Actually, I already said I'm going to be giving away 5.
5?
I'll give away like 5 or 10 raffle tickets.
Okay, so if you bring a
brings
Springer and you compete with the Springer, you get 5 raffle tickets.
That's not official, but we'll do something.
It's not official.
You'll at least
it's
get
under
one.
A table. I'll definitely
I will
give you
cover
something.
one.
I'm going to bring my cowboy pistol, my little revolver. That'd be fun.
If you bring a revolver, I'll give you 1. If you bring a Springer, I'll give you 5.
That's not official.
I don't think I own any Springers anymore.
But it has to be a pistol.
I would add, if you guys want to come help out, we'll be there on the 24th from the morning time setting because we're going to be building a custom field for it. If anybody wants to help, you're more than welcome. The more hands we have, the quicker it'll go, and then you can come hang out and do some practice rounds with us before the actual event. So.
Oh yeah. Also, we're not exactly sure how official this part is, but we will also probably be offering food. I don't know. That it kind of just depends on.
There's
how
a
the day
possibility
goes.
of hot dogs.
There's a possibility.
Well, I can always bring my barbecue. Just make sure I have propane. It's not a problem.
We have Master Chef. If we run out of propane, you can always use green gas. It might taste a little funny, but you can use it.
Everybody, I need your methane.
Oh man, these hot dogs stink. Oh dear.
Well, it's actually probably the other way around because green gas is actually odorless propane. So.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Really? It sure smells weird.
Well, you shouldn't be sniffing it, so.
And here's a new thing that I'm just bringing up, so we might decide on this to be official or not. But for every friend you refer and they sign up and they pay their $20, you will get a free raffle ticket.
Yeah, that might be cool.
That might be nice.
Yeah.
Because you technically don't need to own an airsoft pistol. You can just come out and we'll make sure
you don't have
one to play.
If you don't have a pistol, we'll have a couple to use.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll have to do something cool like that.
Yeah, that might be nice. Very helpful to bring in the peeps.
But share it with your friends and get them to sign up regardless. And I might personally honor a couple of those for you. All right. So get your friends to sign up.
For sure.
So we have another topic. But we want to ask Brandon something. Brandon, do you like video games?
I do.
No, we don't have time for this tonight. I'll have to do it next week. We got 20 minutes.
Yeah, it won't take too long.
Okay, fine.
So, you like video games, huh? I'm glad.
Well, I may or may not be playing RuneScape as we speak.
Oh, I was not expecting RuneScape.
I wasn't expecting RuneScape either. That was a good game.
Yeah,
That
dude,
was
it's
a good game.
super nostalgic because it's on mobile now. And my friend started playing it again, and he's like, "Dude, guess what I'm playing?" I'm like, "I actually kind of want to play again." That was
That's
fun
right,
times.
actually.
Anyway,
So-
yeah, passes
Hey.
the time.
I actually have no idea what RuneScape
Do
is.
you know what RuneScape? We're gonna have a talk after this show.
Oh dear, I'm gonna have a come to Jesus moment with
I'm
Ray
gonna
here.
we're gonna have a nice discussion with a belt.
He's gonna tell you why your childhood sucked.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
will.
I only had an Xbox growing up.
Terrible. So, well, Brandon, what inspired you when starting Airsoft? Was it video games, like most of us, or did you just find it out on your own?
Airsoft. I mean, like I've had Airsoft. Like I think I said in a previous podcast, I've had Airsoft guns since I was like 10 years old. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember when I was really young, so I was probably, between 10 and 15 years old, going to my first official Airsoft game, and I had, like, no idea what I was doing. I don't even think I had iPro on, to be honest, and there was just a bunch of my kids growing up from school we were all playing with and played at an elementary school. Of all places.
That's a little awkward.
That's impressive, honestly.
Yeah, I was just running around with the kids in the neighborhood back in the days, but I mean, recently, like, started a community and everything, it kind of just evolved into that. I didn't really intend right off the bat for it to be what it is today, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just started, I think we really just honestly started watching YouTube videos like Novrich and stuff. I just thought it was so cool, and we got into it that way. I mean, I don't really like his videos anymore, but...
Not anymore. I would say
back
his
in the day.
stuff is not as... I don't know. It doesn't feel as like...
It's all business.
It's all business, yeah.
And I've always had a love for, like, the combat shooting sports. I mean, like, I loved paintball back in the day.
Oh,
I was never super good at it, but... And then when I realized Airsoft is what it is in certain communities, like... It was totally worth it.
Well,
switching
good.
over and exploring it all out and all that.
Oh yeah, I would say a lot of us probably came from paintball. Like,
not me.
Well, aren't you just so special?
I am so special.
All right, is there anything you
I'm
want
an
to ask?
uncultured swine, according to some, but to me, I'm professional.
Like, I remember when we were first starting to, well, this was kind of recent, like, when we were first starting to look into the Gulag Challenge, we wanted to give away something for a raffle, right? And, you know, we went through some ideas and we eventually ended up on the Scorpion Evo, but me and Cole kind of wanted something representative of Call of Duty, because that's kind of like what sparked our interest in guns and kind of what helped grow our Airsoft interest as well. Is, you know, Call of Duty and seeing the guns and being able to use the guns that you see in game in real life, even if they are fake.
Yeah.
So one of the conclusions that we came to was that we were searching through the internet to go ahead and see, you know, what guns we can offer for a raffle. I'm happy that we ended up on the Scorpion Evo, but we ended up early on looking at an M4A1 that looked exactly like the Modern Warfare 2 M4A1. And it was spot on, wasn't it?
It was
literally the gun.
Pretty good.
You know, we ended up looking at that and we're like, we kind of just want that.
And I mean, it wasn't too expensive, so...
It wasn't. It was like $150.
Yeah. Honestly, I might buy one for myself sometime.
Maybe just kind of to have. But it's definitely something that's always kind of inspired us. Like, I know I still look at the guns I have currently. I'm just like, I'm gonna make a loadout for this in Modern Warfare and just kind of see how good it is. They're usually such trash. They're always so bad. Honestly, the MP7 one wasn't too bad though. But no, like that. I made one for my Crytek and I was like, oh, it's terrible. I can't do anything with this.
Yeah, but anyways, real quick, let's run this down. So, we're all kind of influenced by video games in a little bit, except for maybe Brandon. But, with the little time we have, top 3 first-person shooters we've played. Ray, give us your top 3 and why.
Me?
Or Ray first, or Brandon first, whoever wants to go first.
Brandon, you can go first.
I think my favorite one is, I guess my number one would be Ghost Recon Wildlands. That game is so much fun to me, and like I just think that the customization of like your loadout and your guns and like all the different options there are, and how you basically just like get dropped in Bolivia that's controlled by the cartel, and they're just like, okay, you gotta take down the cartel, figure it out. Like the freedom in that game, I love that so much.
It's third person, but we'll make it count. It works.
And what I like about it too is like you don't have to like sit there and level up for like weeks and weeks and weeks just to be able to get a cool gun. Like you can get any gun you want. You just have to go find it in the world. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't that
Makes
be
sense.
funny? All right, here you go. Just take down a cartel. What? I'm sorry. Yeah, just go do that.
It's pretty much how it is, dude. You can start anywhere you want. Do it however way you want to do it. It's pretty cool. And then I think my second shooter, I mean, I played a lot of Black Ops 2. I really
Black Ops 2 is great. That's the only game I know that has a high kappa in it.
Really?
B23R, right?
Yeah, the B23R. It's a high kappa.
Yeah, I really liked that game. I got pretty far in that game.
You know, there's one gun in that game that I really wish they would make an Airsoft version of, and that is
What's
the the M8A1, and it's like the tactical XM8 with
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
Well, no, with all the rails on it. I haven't seen one that looks like that.
I'll show you it. I'll show you it later.
Okay, but I haven't seen that yet. But I think that's super cool. I wish I could get a hold of an Airsoft one.
I can't remember what that gun looks like.
You know what an XM8 is?
Probably just not off the top of my head.
Just think futuristic G36C.
It's very strange.
Okay.
It's very weird. Very weird gun.
I like it though.
It was gonna be an American service rifle.
Yeah.
Then that never happened.
But not.
So
Anyways,
what about your
number
last
three.
one?
What is
What's
your number
what's
three?
Your top?
If I had to choose the last one, probably Battlefield 1. I really like Battlefield. We had a lot of fun times, me and my buddies on it.
Yeah,
A
Battlefield
people
1's
hate-
pretty fun.
A lot of people hated on it, but we had a lot of fun on it.
Who hated on Battlefield? I've never met somebody.
inaccurate. There are no trenches.
I've never met somebody who's hated on Battlefield.
It's all the Battlefield 4 players that couldn't get over that any other Battlefield was different than Battlefield 4 kind of thing.
Oh, I guess so. All right.
I'm still waiting on Battlefield 7 or 6 or whatever.
I didn't really like 5 that much, to be honest. I didn't like how they took away, like, you get only one shot if you get headshots of snipers and that kind of thing. Like, I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
That game was broken. Come on, DICE. Hopefully they
All their
get the
games are
sixth one
broken.
right. Huh?
All their games are broken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all usually pretty good. I don't know how I feel about 5, but I did know I liked 1 a lot.
I like the graphics of 5. The graphics of 5 are sweet,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but
When it worked.
I remember I was playing
Yeah.
Battlefield 1 and I went like 83 and like 20 something or 83 and like it was less than 20, and me and my friend were going nuts. We were defending. We stole an enemy tank. He was a support and I was a medic, and every time people start shooting at the tank or try to blow it up, we jump out. I heal him, he repair the tank, and we just keep on going.
I showed you some of my Battlefield 1 montages.
You have. They're really good. Yeah.
To show Cole.
I'll have to watch him.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show them after the show.
When I worked at the pharmacy, I actually had a group of guys at the pharmacy that I played Battlefield 1 with.
All right. Well,
And we'd hop on after work.
What's some of your top, Cole?
Me?
Yeah.
Ooh, starting at number 3 is probably the most underrated Call of Duty of all time, and that is Advanced Warfare.
I never played it.
It had exosuits, and it was totally out of left field. And, well, yeah, I know that. It's not right. It's not the same. But it was the first Call of Duty I was legitimately good at, and it has Kevin Spacey in it. So,
I did like that.
that was cool until Kevin Spacey got caught for being a child predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's number 3. Also dug the zombies in it. Adding the exosuit definitely added a new dimension to zombies.
No, I agree with you on a lot of things, Cole. This is not one of them. But
I know,
we'll
it's
talk
very
about that
unpopular
later.
opinion, but it's my opinion.
What's your favorite? What was your favorite campaign of Call of Duties?
Ooh, first Modern Warfare.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have one. They're all real good.
Everybody hated on Ghosts, but I really thought Ghosts had one of the most fun campaigns that I ever played.
I didn't like the ending of Ghosts, but that's about
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, I thought it was gonna they were gonna keep making them and it was gonna continue on. It just never did.
I liked all of Ghost's campaign, and then the way it ended with what was his name, like Rourke or whatever.
Rourke and Logan or whatever.
Yeah, it just him still being alive. I'm just like, oh come on, dude. Like
Yeah.
I really like the cliffhanger, but I'm just like,
He should be in a Fast and Furious movie where he can just do all that crazy crap and not die.
oh yeah. But no, I thought it was pretty good. I really did like Ghosts, but I just didn't like how it ended. That's about it.
Fair.
Yeah. My number 2. Oh, that's kind of a toss-up. Because I'm not really sure. I mean, I really liked Black Ops 2 because that has a special place in my heart. Me and Jaden became very good friends over Black Ops 2. Although he's not here. I probably would say my number 2 on my list is the first Modern Warfare. I put a lot of time into that. It has an excellent campaign. You can slice some watermelons. Soap. What the hell kind of name is Soap? I love that game. And then my number one is it's a very polarizing game, and that's Halo Reach. I really dug the customization for the Spartan.
I just liked Reach in general, man.
Yeah, I did like it.
And the campaign is amazing. And the art style is amazing. And Forge World will go down as one of the best maps in history.
Yeah, I gotta say, Reach was amazing.
That was that big open one, right? Where you could like build your own stuff on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I liked that one too.
I would say, it's my turn, right? Yeah.
Yep, top 3.
All right, top 3. Number 3 being Reach. I really like Reach. Like, Halo Reach is seriously just one of my favorite games ever. And I'm not that big of a Halo fan. But I really like Reach. After that, probably gonna say like Modern Warfare 2.
It's a good
because,
game.
It's Modern Warfare 2. And then after that, it's gonna be Black Ops 2. I spent so much time on Black Ops 2. and the first is actually a toss-up between Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare, because I'm actually really enjoying Modern Warfare. The reason I didn't say it, though, is because I decided to go for the Damascus challenge, and I'm just shitting. Like, I hate myself.
What Modern Warfare are we talking about, though?
The newest one.
Newest one, okay.
Getting Damascus is just so difficult.
I have to show you this really cool gun, though. Jesse James Firearms just released a Damascus Steel 1911, and it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
You know what I really miss is I really miss the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, dude. Sometimes I go back and watch the videos.
Yes.
And they're just so hilarious, bro. How we used to talk to each other back in the day.
We were
Squeakers
terrible.
yelling racial slurs at each other.
We were terrible. Oh, it was so good, though. I really wish lobbies were still kind of like that. And honestly, Modern Warfare lobbies are kind of like that. They're not as bad, but, like, everybody who's playing Modern Warfare is certainly a little bit older. Like,
well, it's because all the kids nowadays get offended over everything.
I know.
What?
It sucks, but I really wish we can have, like, a real good, like, just trash lobby where everybody's just screaming at each other.
I mean, that still happens if you're playing Warzone with your pals.
Nah, but you want to know where it does happen? So they have a playlist in Modern Warfare called Shipment 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
And if you play hardcore Shipment 24/7, you're getting pretty Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. Like,
that's believable.
It is the most toxic thing I've ever seen. Or if you're playing Shoot House, very similar. Any of the small maps, really. Like, it's just toxic. People screaming at each other. And yeah, it's fun, but it's just like, it's too much sometimes, man. Like, when you can hear them, like, it's really nice when you can, like, hear them rage, but it's not so nice when you're
I mean, I'm kind of raging sometimes playing that, because if you're camping, you need to be shot in real life.
I mean, bud, you just suck.
No. No.
Hey guys, I probably got to get going here soon. All
right, no worries. We'll wrap this up.
We should do another like tech video where I can actually explain more. Like I was really scatterbrained tonight trying to just think of random things.
No worries. It's kind of last minute too.
You're good. If anything, we can probably try to get together this week. Me and Cole are going to try to set up one of my rooms so we can actually have it as like a tech room, and we're going to start doing our podcast in there now. We just got to, kind of do that. Maybe when we actually have it set up, you can come by and we can, actually
look at some stuff.
Look on some stuff. We'll record it. We'll tech on something. And you can teach us exactly how to do everything correctly. Because we suck.
Yeah, I'm a lot better actually just doing it and knowing and showing versus talking about it, if that makes sense.
You can work on my Crytek. I'll pay you.
Well, Brandon, before we sign off, is there anything you want to promote, bring out, or anything before we sign off for the night?
13 hours, man. Get signed up. It's going to be a blast.
Oh, yeah. We'll go.
What and when is 13 hours?
13 hours is September. September 11th. It's on the anniversary of of the actual event. So.
You
Yeah,
can find that on the Facebook page, correct?
Yep, it's $10, limited spots, but it's gonna be like one of the most intense battles. It's gonna be so cool.
All right, so sign
And
up
we're
for
gonna
that, guys.
we're gonna be bringing like 60 sandbags and building up a bunch of cover and stuff. It's gonna be cool.
Alrighty, awesome.
It's gonna look
Well,
good.
Brandon, thank you so much for coming on tonight and
Yeah,
putting
for
off
sure.
your important fatherly duties to talk about toy guns with a bunch of idiots.
Hey, that should be the new name for the podcast.
Talking toy guns.
Talking toy guns
That's
with a
at
bunch
least
of idiots.
That's at least gonna be the name of
TTG.
this episode.
TTG Live. Screw this going dark stuff. It's talking to TTG Live. All right. Anyways, thank you everybody. Remember
fun.
to call your hits, because if you don't, you'll be shot again. So call your hits. Have a good night. Sign up for the gulag. Sign up for
13 hours.
13 hours, and call your damn hits.
All right.
Call your hits.
Bye, guys.
Bye.